This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
As local schools work to safely start educating students again, the CDC is changing its message. Thanks for joining us here at 11. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. Today, two major members of the White House's coronavirus efforts made a stop in Indianapolis.
Vice President Mike Pence and Coronavirus Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx visited Marian University to discuss safely reopening colleges and universities.
And Dr. Birx was in the national spotlight for months before the White House cut down on its pandemic briefings, while cases skyrocketed across the country. Now tonight, she sat down with RTV6 outside our studios in downtown Indianapolis. Our Cameron Riddle has more.
In Indianapolis tonight, Dr. Deborah Birx, the coordinator for the White House Coronavirus Task Force, reiterated the need for Indianapolis to take aggressive action against the rapid increase of COVID cases in the city.
And so Indianapolis test positivity started to creep up. And it went from like 4.5 to 5, 5.5 to 6. And that's when I get very concerned.
Birx says she spent the afternoon talking with state and city health officials about what could be done to slow the spread of coronavirus in the state's largest city. She says the early order mandating face masks in Marion County and now the statewide mandate are extremely necessary.
We know the power of masks now. There's scientific evidence. There's real life evidence. And so we really do need everyone in Indiana to be wearing a mask.
Birx's visit to Indianapolis comes on the same day new restrictions went into effect, limiting hours of operation in bars, and just a day after the announcement keeping Marion County schools closed for in-person learning until August 5th at the earliest. Birx says what happens in public places like bars and restaurants is the start of a domino effect that will impact schools.
Well, my best advice for every place like Indianapolis specifically and Indiana in general is what the governor has done and what the people of Indiana are doing now. If they commit themselves to wearing masks in every single public place, in every place where they interact with others, if they stop going to bars, we can get our kids in school. Because your test positivity will drop dramatically, your cases will drop, and will have a tremendous impact on the spread of this virus.
Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
As more central Indiana school districts push back the start of in-person classes, the CDC is issuing new guidance that emphasizes getting kids back into the classroom. The CDC says it's critically important for children to return to school and emphasize that students in grade school are less likely to get coronavirus. The agency adds that there are resources out there for parents, teachers, and school administrators to help keep schools safe. Vice President Pence echoed that message during his visit to Marian University today, stressing the academic benefits of keeping students in the classroom.
Students fall behind dramatically in education. One study estimates that due to school closures last spring, the average student is going to begin this year roughly 35% behind in reading compared to a typical year and 50% behind in math. In fact, the National Education Association just recently stated that online learning is no substitute for in-person learning.
Local school districts continue to work on their back-to-school plans. You can find all the latest information about safely returning to school at theindychannel.com. Back in Washington tonight, Republican lawmakers have yet to release a plan for a second coronavirus relief bill. Additional unemployment benefits are set to expire for millions of Americans. Democrats in the House have already passed legislation to keep the CARES Act in place until the end of the year. But Republicans oppose extending the benefit at the current level. They like to bring it down to about $200 a week.
Checking in now with Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory with what to expect this weekend. And it's looking nice, Kevin.
And can you believe it? The last weekend of July. How about that? Bloomington is about ready to lead the way into the 60s. It will be a comfortable start to the weekend. Indianapolis, we're down 11 degrees from the afternoon high. 85 for the high, 70 degrees, as I mentioned in Bloomington, but 74 in Indy. Okay, tomorrow morning, temperatures, they start comfortably in the 60s. Skies will be clear. The wind will remain light. During the afternoon hours, lots of sunshine around. You are good to mow, not just tomorrow, but on Sunday as well. It's probably not your favorite weekend activity. Temperatures tomorrow into the upper 80s especially south of Interstate 70 with a touch more humidity. Tomorrow evening, you're good to grill out. Enjoy. Temperatures, they'll cool into the low to mid 80s after sunset. But before that, you're still looking at temperatures around 85 or 86. I'll talk about Sunday. There are a couple more changes for Sunday, and then Monday sticks out in the 7-day forecast.
Investigators are working to figure out how a 2-year-old child was shot at an apartment on the north side this afternoon. The child was seriously hurt and taken to Riley Hospital for Children. IMPD says the people inside the apartment near 3300 Meridian are cooperating with the investigation. At this time, officials still do not know if the shooting was an accident. And we are keeping track of another investigation on the north side near West 41st Street and Boulevard Place. IMPD says officers responded to a 911 saying someone had been shot. Officers found an injured man who was taken to the hospital where he later died. Investigators are asking anyone with info to contact Crime Stoppers or IMPD.
Let them know that this is your community and you're going to fight for it. We want peace in the streets. We want peace in the streets.
Record-breaking violence in Indianapolis has prompted faith leaders and community leaders to brainstorm ways to find a solution. And tonight, they held a peace march near 34th and Keystone. The group City of Peace Coalition is asking Mayor Hogsett to add a public safety director to his administration to help cut down on the violence.
There is a group of faith leaders who I have met with and who I profoundly respect, who do believe that adding a public safety director would be meaningful. I'm thoughtfully considering their proposal.
The group plans to hold these types of marches weekly, posting the time, date, and location a few days in advance on social media so more people can take part in them.
Days after it was announced, Governor Holcomb has signed his executive order mandating masks in public spaces across the state. It goes into effect on Monday, but part of the initial plan is missing. We told you Holcomb initially said violating the order would be a Class B misdemeanor, but the order issued today does not include criminal penalties. This comes after several sheriffs across the state announced they would not enforce mask requirements. Instead, state and local health departments will be responsible for enforcement by educating Hoosiers on the importance of wearing masks according to the order. We asked a public health expert with the University of Indianapolis about her message for people who are resistant to masking up.
I would ask your typical person, even if they don't necessarily like wearing a mask or want to or believe it's their freedom to not wear a mask, to just think about the people that are around them who do have compromised immune systems, who have just as much right to go out and purchase their groceries or pick up the thing at the store that they really want or need. And we're keeping them from being able to do those things safely because we say it's my right to not wear a mask.
A poll shows that most people in the U.S. are in favor of wearing masks when they leave their homes. 3 out of 4 said they support wearing face coverings. The poll was conducted by the Associated Press and National Opinion Research Center before the president started showing support for masks this week. 89% of Democrats said they're in favor of masks. 58% of Republicans agreed.
The State Department of Health is reporting a record number of new COVID-19 cases in a single day. And the increase of 1,011 cases comes as the rate of positivity holds steady at about 9%. 4 additional COVID deaths were also reported today. According to the Regan Streif Institute, the state is seeing an increase in emergency room visits and a decrease in ICU admissions. And tomorrow, the Marion County Public Health Department will hold a free drive-through COVID-19 testing clinic on the northwest side. It will be held at Witherspoon Presbyterian Church at 5136 North Michigan Road from 9 a.m. until noon. No registration is required and free masks will be available.
State lawmakers are concerned about new numbers that show nursing home deaths are higher than the state originally reported. At least 1,390 residents have died at Indiana long-term care facilities, making up 53% of the state's total deaths. That's 128 more deaths than listed on the state's coronavirus dashboard. Representative Ed Delaney is concerned that data does not include 18% of nursing homes who have failed to meet the state's reporting deadline. He says this shows the importance of good data collection from early on.
We have a right to know what's going on in the places we pay for. Okay, we pay through our taxes. That's what we have a right to, and we weren't getting it, and we need to be getting it. And the data problem, there is no happy data, okay, in this crisis.
The state is still working to gather the remaining information and plans to release its nursing home dashboard in about 3 weeks. It will contain real-time information on nursing home deaths and cases broken down by facility. In the meantime, we've created our own database on our website, theindychannel.com, so you can look up your loved one's nursing home.
Still ahead, the new school year is going to be a challenge for everyone who is used to being in a classroom during the fall. What you can do to support the educators who are taking on new challenges to teach your kids.
But first, a local film festival adjusting to COVID-19 and helping an Indianapolis landmark in the process.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Bars and clubs in Marion County are reverting to their backup plans now that coronavirus restrictions are back in place. Yesterday, Mayor Hogsett and the health department announced bars that do not serve food will have to shut down to help slow a steep increase in coronavirus cases. The owners of Hotel Tango say they are once again adjusting their business model to promote the sale of their PPE products and hand sanitizer.
We were hopeful that we'd gotten through the bulk of the storm, but we also understand that the priority is the health and safety of the city and the state and the country and the world, for that matter. So we're going to do whatever we have to do to contribute meaningfully.
Under the latest public health order, Marion County restaurants have to stay at 50% capacity. Gyms have a 25% capacity limit. Churches can hold indoor services at 50% capacity, and social gatherings are limited to 50 people.
You've probably seen the headlines shared online, or you might have noticed the signs in stores. Stores are asking for exact change since the pandemic has disrupted the country's coin circulation system. It's a problem that's impacting businesses, but also families in need.
You see not only them walking out with clean clothes, but I've seen people with hope come back into their eyes and those little twinkles, and the smiles are real.
Laundry and More is a program that pays for weekly loads of laundry for Indianapolis families at Post Road Laundry on the east side. The group had to cancel its Tuesday laundry day 2 weeks in a row when volunteers were only able to get 1 roll of quarters from the bank. It's a setback for the program and the people they help. The program took care of 12,000 loads of laundry for thousands of families last year.
We spend $400 a week on average. And $10 is only 7.5 loads. That's not even close to what we're doing when you're figuring we're doing 5 loads per family. I really did not know that COVID was going to affect our organization because people need laundry.
Laundry and More will be back next week after people stepped up to donate quarters and a local vending company exchanged the rest. But the group says those donations may only last a few weeks. The Federal Reserve says as businesses reopen, more coins will flow back into circulation. The U.S. Mint is operating back at full production after temporarily reducing the number of employees during the pandemic and minting almost 1.6 billion coins a month.
As the saying goes, what's old is new again. That definitely holds true for the Tibbs Drive-In on the west side of Indianapolis. They partnered with Heartland Film to show short films for the Indy Shorts International Film Festival, which also had to adjust their plans because of the pandemic. Tibbs Drive-In's owner tells RTV6 they never expected to have all this business over the summer, an unexpected positive during the pandemic.
Crazy good, also just a little bit crazy. So we've just kind of been adjusting with the way the flow's been going for COVID. So we're doing special events. We're partnering with people like Indy Heartland who wouldn't necessarily come to a venue like this because it's, you know, out of the norm. People don't generally come out at night for independent films like this, but we're happy to partner with them.
Festival films are playing Saturday and Sunday. You can either buy tickets online or at the gate if you would like to come and watch in person.
The Indiana Fever will open the WNBA schedule this weekend. Their first game is tomorrow. It will clearly be unlike any of the 20 seasons before. But with that uncertainty comes opportunity for the team. Brad Brown has a look at their final week of preparations.
There is plenty of work to be done inside the WNBA's so-called wubble this summer, but that doesn't mean the Fever aren't having some fun.
I have my 2 young little girls here who get to watch these confident, strong women who are excellent at their craft day in and day out. And, more is caught than taught. And in this instance, I couldn't be more thankful.
Assistant coach April Schilling has her daughters Ava and Callie along for the journey. Just another something extra to try and make the best of this situation.
We've had a good time so far. Now this is a few weeks in, so you might ask me this in a few months and see if it's the same response.
The Fever are ready to rebuild after struggling for a couple years. A combo of some veteran leadership and promising new talent adds up to a ton of potential.
I'm a person who loves practice because I think practice is your laboratory where you get better and you get to try things, and then you take it out onto the court and you just go for it each and every time. So I like to have a group that is hungry to learn and hungry to get better.
Even coming into a regular season, that's a big piece of it, is trying to get to know each other, trying to, and that's on and off the court, how each other thinks, how each other reacts. And add a pandemic and add when we didn't have a traditional training camp, add us coming late into this, it creates a lot more uneasiness.
I think that everyone's adjusting well. You don't really see that, we have a new coaching staff besides the fact that, the schemes are different. But I mean, the goal is still the same. You want to win a championship and you want to compete day in and day out.
Either way, there is now basketball to be played, a 22-game adventure that has endless possibilities.
Regarding how the bubble kind of affects us, you just try to not think about it, because even trying to adjust and try to stay in shape, try to eat right, it's just so much stuff that goes into this thing. And at the end of the day, all you can do is be positive.
I'm just really excited about, the way the players look, energized. We've gone through the process, obviously, of getting down here, and the last couple of weeks have definitely been, I think they've made us stronger as a team.
Thank you, Brad. Let's talk about our changes for the weekend. I mentioned 3 changes. We'll see lots of sunshine tomorrow. The humidity comes back, and our temperatures will push 90 by the time we emerge into early next week. Right now, it's comfortable, 74. That wind is light out of the northwest. The humidity today, we got a break because we generally had a north wind. Talk about what changes as we go into the weekend. Our rain chances stay low. The chance for rain really peaks on Monday. That's ahead of a cold front. That cold front will generate some thunderstorms and then clear out the higher humidity and allow pleasant temperatures much of next week, Tuesday through Friday. As far as Monday, let's jump to that best chance of rain, because that's when we've got our first change here. You see, as we go through the afternoon into Monday evening, overnight into Tuesday, that's the most likely time for the thunderstorms. And as you know, whenever you have the humidity this high, we could easily get these rainfall amounts in an hour's period of time. But on the positive side, what it is showing is that we should all see some rain in that transition early next week. 87 tomorrow. Lots of sunshine. The wind remains light until it picks up a little bit on Sunday. That'll be a southwest wind to end the weekend. Temperature jumps to 90 with heat index values warmer than that. Monday, despite the clouds and the increasing threat for thunderstorms, will still make it to 88 degrees. Warmer temps, more humidity, and lots of sunshine. Those are your highlights for Saturday. Temperatures, as I mentioned, push into the middle to upper 80s. That's after starting at 66 tomorrow morning. Monday morning's low temperature, the warmest in the forecast at 73. Dry through the weekend. Any chance for rain really holds off till late Sunday. Really, it's Monday. There, the temperature's pretty uniform across all of central Indiana with that sunshine. The wind direction tomorrow, southeast most of the day. Then watch it switch around and come out of the southwest. That's the key to warmer temperatures on Sunday, and also putting us back at the top of the scale for humidity, which means Sunday's temperature, which is forecast at 90, will feel more like 96 for the afternoon high. Thunderstorms around Monday as we transition to less humidity, more comfortable temperatures Tuesday through Friday with lows in the 60s. Everybody have a great weekend.
You too, Kevin. Thank you. RTV6 is helping you prepare your family to return safely to school in the coming weeks. Many districts are beginning with virtual learning, and you might be wondering how you can help teachers in the process. Our partners at Newsy asked the experts, how can parents support educators?
As if parenting wasn't challenging enough, the coronavirus pandemic has raised about 1,000 new unprecedented questions on everything from family to home to finances to health. We asked the experts, how can parents support teachers during this time?
I feel like giving teachers positive feedback and telling them what you really love, but you might also give them feedback of what you would like to see changed or maybe brainstorm with them, but in a way that's still supportive and positive.
Use your voice, use your platforms that you have, and put yourself in their shoes. They have kids, a lot of them, like we have kids, and they have loved ones and parents who they want to protect. And so understand that they're not trying to dodge their responsibilities. They just want to work in a safe environment.
Just trusting that if we are virtual or if we are in school, that we are doing everything we can. And just as our kids kind of learn those back to school routines and procedures, this is a great year for parents to do the same, to really get to know the ins and outs of their child's classroom and the routines and the procedures that the teachers are teaching, to get a really good handle on that and just become the strongest partners in education that they've ever been.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Hiring Hoosiers continues its commitment to helping you find a new job or career path. We are teaming up with the Indiana Black Expo for a virtual Hiring Hoosiers Employment Opportunity Fair next Thursday, July 30th. It's taking place from noon until 4 p.m. Employers will be sharing immediate job openings. To get connected, visit indianablackexpo.com. And those who lost jobs because of the pandemic are becoming less optimistic about getting back to work. A poll by the Associated Press and National Opinion Research Center shows nearly half of people who lost their jobs believe they will not get those positions back. That's a sharp contrast from April, when just 20% of workers thought their jobs might not return. That translates to about 10 million workers who will need to find a new employer or a new gig entirely. And unique new job opportunities have been slowly trickling in because of the pandemic. IUPUI is hiring more than 300 people to do COVID-19 contact tracing after receiving a $10.5 million grant from the city of Indianapolis. The IU Fairbanks School of Public Health at IUPUI will hire, train, and manage the contact tracers. They are also looking for applicants who speak Spanish, Burmese, and Russian through December 31st. You can check out more jobs that are available right now at hiringhoosiers.com.
A programming note: if you're a Dish Network customer, our parent companies Scripps and Dish are currently in contract negotiations, and this station may go dark tomorrow if an agreement is not reached in time. If you are a Dish customer, you can call Dish and express your concern. WRTV is still producing news for you. You can always find us at theindychannel.com, or you can watch us on the RTV6 streaming apps. We'll be right back.
Sunshine in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures move from the 60s into the upper 80s with a touch more humidity. Amanda?
Thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. Have a great weekend. Good night.